every policy provides winners and losers. And everything that government seeks to do must be paid for by some at the expense of others. Government is value-laden, it's not value-free. And from my track record in Edo, I restore integrity to public school, such that private school children were moving to public school. I provided free bus ride to children of the poor. So I bring on board specific issues that capture the feeling, the pain. It is true that my people have called on me to contest for Senate, and I accepted. That is true. That is part of history. People have even bought the form for me. That is true. I mean, there is no denying it. I mean, we are accountable. Now, the Senate is limited to 1/3 of my of Edo State that I governed before. So the fact that I aspire, my people call on me to go to Senate does not mean they are opposed to me being president, right? But I also understand I cannot occupy the two at the same time. Now, so that is simple. I have not withdrawn my application for Senate. I haven't, and I'm not going to until this other one. I mean, it is not about, life is not about all or nothing. In my life, I found that nobody gets everything that you want. You get everything that you are able to negotiate, that people are willing to concede. I think that is the spirit. The second question is, so many people are coming out. What do they know that you don't know? I think you should revise the question. You should have been surprised if only one person is coming out. In a country of 200 million, to assume that only one or two people have the answer. In fact, there is what I have that I dare say some people don't have. I have been a factory worker. I always celebrate it. Not many people admit that they have a poor background, but I celebrate the fact that I work as a daily paid worker in a hot textile factory. So when workers talk about hardship, I understand it, I went through it. But I also did not lament it, I went to sleep. Because of the hardship, I decided that we have to organize the workers to stop lamenting and fight against those injustices. And that is how I became a union leader. And I did it to a point that they asked me to lead all the textile workers in Nigeria as their general secretary, and I did. Not by lamenting, by fighting power, economic power. And that is how people, my colleague in the other unions, asked me to come and become the president of Nigeria Labour Congress. And I thank God he gave me not just the strength, he gave me the wisdom and the courage to not only speak to power, but to even fight power. You know, when Obasanjo was president, people say there were two presidents. He was, I think Rupe Agbati wrote a story, and I'm happy he was for this day now. And he labeled me the people's president on account of the fact that when I asked people to stay at home in order to protest, non-violent protests, they stayed at home. Obasanjo will ask them to go to war with the force of the armed forces. He couldn't. So I've had that moral authority to speak and to act and to defend the best interests of the poor and the Nigerian working people, even the middle class. So at this point, when Nigerians are divided around religion, I'm bringing an idea to the table. You tell me, all those who have declared, I've just spoken to you about, there were many things I still want to do that I couldn't say here because of limited time. You know, like I said there, it's not about whether somebody is a good man or a bad man. It's about your policy choices. In choosing those policies, who will they affect and how?